for women in the advanced stages of breast cancer. Now, the panel is saying that the drug Avastin is not effective, but at $8,000 a pop, Congressman Phil Gingrey can't help but wonder if this is the start of something much more worrisome. Congressman, you fear rationing, don't you?
Neil, I definitely do. When the bill was originated, marked up in the Energy and Commerce Committee in the House a year and a half ago, and I'm on that committee, our great concern was rationing, and still is rationing. In fact, we had an amendment, my amendment, that said nothing in this bill will allow rationing, certainly not based on cost. And of course, the Democratic majority voted that down. And I still am concerned. This committee, Oncologic Drug Advisory Committee, referred to as ODAC, recommended to the FDA that they pull the approval of Avastin based on the fact that some recent studies, after 2 years of being approved, some recent studies suggest that it's not clinically effective.
So you're wondering about the timing of that lo and behold, we have healthcare plan in effect and a drug that had gotten a great deal of good and favorable press suddenly is not. You're wondering.
Neil, of course, and the fact, as you mentioned, the cost of the drug at $8,000 a month, a pop, as you put it, well over $60,000 a year. We want to make sure, we want to make absolutely sure that this decision is not rushed based on cost, and that's why Sue Merrick, my colleague on Energy and Commerce Committee, and a breast cancer survival, the gentle lady from North Carolina, and I wrote a letter to Kathleen Sebelius, Secretary of HHS, and the FDA, and said, look, don't rush this. Don't expedite the removal of the coverage. Let's give the public, let's give medical oncologists, one of whom I talked to.
I'm sorry, sir. They say they're not doing that. Now, we try to get to the FDA. They did give us a statement saying that the FDA will consider the advice of the committee and use the same basic standard the agency uses for all products. The agency is carefully reviewing all of the scientific data and literature. We'll make a decision that is ultimately in the best interest of patients as quickly as possible. I believe sometime this fall. But you're wondering whether that decision will be based, again, on that sticker.
Neil, I'm pleased to hear that. In fact, they did set a date certain now, September the 17th.
Right.
But originally, they were going to pull this drug a month ago without any opportunity for breast cancer survivors who are on this drug, who are relying on this drug, who are counting on it and don't mind paying out of their own pocket.
And a lot of them are, Congressman. We'll watch it closely, and thank you for being on this like you were. Good seeing you again. Meanwhile, you got a budget, you set the limit, a new debt